guys, I want to show you how you can make some adjustments so that you are ready once your podcast is added to MTM, which is the Megaphone Targeted Marketplace. So you can see we are inside Megaphone right now. And one thing you can do is go to your podcast. Obviously, your screen's going to look a little bit different than mine. Go to your podcast, and then up in the top right portion of your screen, you're going to see a button that says Settings. Click on Settings, and then scroll over to where it says MTM Settings. Now, you see two different sections here. First is the price floor. Okay, this is the minimum amount of money that you are telling MTM, Megaphone, that they can sell ads for their program. So let's say you don't want them selling ads for more than $26, which is kind of the average. You could put $26 into any of these spaces. You can see there's separate spaces for pre-rolls, mid-rolls, and post-rolls. Most times, advertisers are not going to be interested in post-rolls, okay? But you can put something in there. Most of the time, it's going to be pre-rolls or mid-rolls. But $26 is the average. If you do not want MTM ads to run in a certain spot, let's say in this case, it's pre-rolls. I do not want, this is my show, and I do not want any pre-rolls to run on this podcast. If I run pre-rolls, I want it to be my voice. I want it to be something very specific, right? Because that is a delay in people getting to your content, which can frustrate listeners. So I always recommend podcasts be very specific if they're going to run a pre-roll. So personally, for my shows, I set the floor at $50, which is really, really high. There's not a way to just check a box and say you don't want ads to run as pre-rolls. So our workaround for this is to make the CPM really high. You can do $50, you can do higher than $50, but this is going to be way high. It's not going to qualify for any of the campaigns, which essentially means I'm not going to have pre-rolls for MTM run on this podcast. So that's one way around it, okay? My recommendation is in the beginning, unless you want to exclude pre-rolls or something altogether, just leave all of this blank. It's in Megaphone's best interest to sell this as high as possible because they're going to get 50% and you're going to get 50%. Like I said, $26 is kind of the average. So my recommendation, at least in the beginning, is just let it be. Just leave this blank unless you want to exclude something altogether. Okay, so that's your first option up here with edit price floors. Now, select advertising category exclusions. With MTM, because everything is happening in real time and you're dealing with dynamic ads, you're not going to get an opportunity to approve or disapprove of an advertiser before a campaign runs. There's just no way to do that, right? The ads are going out across multiple podcasts, not just your own, but any podcast that's part of the MTM program that's part of Megaphone and that fits the criteria the advertisers are looking for. So they can't reach out to everybody, right? This is all happening in real time. The way to help with this, because you don't want just any ad running on your show, you do need to have a little bit of flexibility. So if you can have a little bit of flexibility, the MTM program will work for you. And you do have the ability to come in here and select different category exclusions for your podcast. So what you would do, you wouldn't have anything pre-selected here already like I do, but you would come in here, click select, say, got it. And then you can come in here and you can simply click any of these boxes that you don't want those type of ads appearing on your podcast. Okay, so you're excluding. You're not saying all the ones you do, you're saying all the ones you don't. Okay, so go through here. My advice here is to really think about your audience. Okay, in the case of my podcast, I'm reaching out to a lot of parents that have just had a baby. So for me, I don't want any alcohol that's promoted on my shows. I don't want any weight loss products promoted on my shows. I'm really trying to think about this from my audience's perspective. So think about that. Exclude any categories that you don't want any of these ads appearing on your show. Okay, and then I believe there's a search. Let's see. Or a save button. I don't see it up here. It's probably because I don't have anything selected or I didn't change anything, okay? But make sure you save it. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So this is a great way to prepare for MTM while your show is being approved. Okay, so go through, make those changes, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks.